We're gonna drop some knowledge on you today. As a Great Lakes guide, there is nothing more crucial than avoiding these mistakes when drop shotting. There's one. I need drop shot. Big one too. Gotta let them. So fun. There's a smallmouth too. Had to toy with that one a little bit. Got that one. Be a bass. Oh, big bass, dude. Not giant, but pesky 3.5 pounds. He's fighting like crap. I see these mistakes way too often, not only as a guide, but as a friendly fisherman, talking on the dock, looking over people's setups, making sure they're set up properly when fishing a drop shot. So today we're covering the 3 biggest mistakes I see other anglers make when fishing a drop shot. So we're gonna dive into them, and if you're new here, hit that subscribe button. We're trying to bring weekly videos to you. Tips, techniques, fishing videos, all the 9 yards, 1 to 2 videos a week. So greatly appreciate if you follow us along on this journey. Also, we're booking guide trips for next spring. Link is down below. You can head over to my website, my social media, send me a message. Let's get your date on the books so we can get you out on Lake Erie, on Buffalo, New York, and jam on some great big smallmouth. To the topic of conversation today, drop shot fishing. We know that it's one of the best ways all time to catch really, really big smallmouth on the Great Lakes. And I just want to help everybody catch more fish. So that's why we're going to dive into the top 3 mistakes that all anglers make while fishing a drop shot. So mistake number 1, and this is probably the most important thing, is your rod. Reel doesn't matter as much. You just want to reel with really smooth drag, right? Like this is a $90 reel. This is a $500 reel. It doesn't matter. As long as the drag is smooth, you're good to go. But the rod is the most important thing. You can't have too stout of a rod. And what I mean by that is no flexibility in the midsection of that blank. Medium lights to a soft medium is right where you want to live. 6'10" to 7.5 foot. The happy spot, 7 to 7'2". While I was just holding up, one is a U-Call. I believe this is a 711 MS, so medium light spinning rod, and it's got a fast action to it. So basically what that means is the tip bends about 1/4 of the way down the blank, and then it loads really nice through the midsection of the rod. My favorite, absolute favorite drop shot rod to this day, the rod I pick up 99.9% of the time, you've heard me talk about 5,000 times, the Alpha Angler Spy Bait rod. This is a medium fast action rod, but it bends even further and loads even further down into the blank. And I think that's crucial to allow you to fish super light leaders, but we're going to talk about that more in a minute. So the tip on the rod is the most important part. You want something that's going to detect the bites as you're shaking it, dragging it, whatever you're doing, however you fish a drop shot. Confidence is the number 1 most important key, but that rod tip is going to tell the whole story. I can't tell you how many times I've been guiding, days on the water, right? And I'm looking at my clients like, you got one. He's like, I didn't feel a bite. I'm like, no, you literally got one. Set the hook, because he's sitting there dragging that drop shot, and the fish is swimming with it as he's pulling into the boat, or they are pulling into the boat, and I see that rod tip just kind of slowly creasing over. Number 1 sign. You can have the most sensitive rod in the world, and I guarantee you still will not feel every single drop shot bite. So that tip is crucial. Always pay attention to the tip of your rod, and then you want that soft backbone. You want that soft belly of the rod into a very powerful backbone to drive those ultra little hooks home. Number 2 mistake that people make: fishing too big of a hook for the bait that they are fishing, or the line size that they are fishing. You really only need 3 sizes of hooks, in my opinion. Nothing bigger, nothing smaller. Size 1, 2, and 4. depending on brand you are using. Me, Ichikawa CT5, Ryugi Fog Shot, great choices. And then you also have your BKK DSS. What I do like about the BKK ones is the fact that they will label what size bait this hook is good for. A size 1 hook is good for a bait that's 2.5 to 3.5 inches long. So here's my rule of thumb. Bigger the bait, the bigger the hook. So if I'm running, say, like a wacky style worm, I'm gonna go with the size 1. If I'm running your Berkeley Max Scent flatworm, size 2 or 3-inch Senko. If I'm gonna fish the drop swim technique or a really, really small bait, size 4. Megabass Hasdong Shad swims perfectly with a size 4 hook. It doesn't blow out the eyes, so it creates a very subtle swimming action. So always pair up the size of your hook with the bait. Don't use a size 1 on a Hasdong Shad or a size 4 on a wacky worm. You're gonna lose too many fish. So this is just a base for you to get started. So make sure you pay extra special attention to your hook. And one other thing to look for real quick that I think 99% of anglers miss, so I want to show you this little trick. So this is an Ichikawa CT5, and one of the most important things you can look for in a drop shot hook is your hook point to eye. Some drop shot hooks will draw a line behind the eye the way it is curved and when it is set up on your line. So what you want to look for is a hook point that is above or that is parallel to the hook eye. So you can kind of see here, here's the hook eye right here. This, if you were to draw a straight line, it's got a wide enough gap that you're not going to interfere. I've picked up some drop shot hooks where it's literally drawing a line to that eye and you lose and you don't hook so many fish. You want to make sure that you buy a hook that hook point is open from the eye. You're going to land 100% more fish than what you will actually lose. So pay extra special attention to which hook you choose when drop shotting, and that's why I talked about those 3, and I'm going to reiterate them. They'll be down in the description. Ichikawa CT5, Ryugi Fog Shot, or the BKK DSS, so drop shot hook. Those are the 3 hooks you want to use. The third major mistake that everyone makes when drop shotting, and this is going to sound really silly, is line size. We oversize our braid. We're using 20-30 pound test. No, you don't want to do that. We're using 10, 12, 15 pound fluorocarbon on spinning rods because we're fishing in zebra mussel areas and rocks and hang-ups. No, you don't want to do that either. You're going to have way too many issues with that. 1, it's not going to come off your rod and reel properly. 2, it's going to take all the natural action away from your bait. You're overpowering your bait, therefore you're losing that beautiful wiggle and list that bait creates because your line is too thick. Fluorocarbon is invisible, but if it's too thick, it destroys the natural action. The lighter your line you go, the more action you're going to get out of your bait. So stick to 5 to 10 pound braided line in 5, 6, or 8 pound fluorocarbon, depending on the manufacturer of that fluoro. Me personally, 2 braids I really like. The one I use 95% of the time is a Cast X12 braid in 12 pound test. It's a 12 carrier braid, allows me to throw out 120, 150 feet. Another one is Veravas PX8, I believe it is, or PEX8 in a 16 pound test. It's an 8 carrier braid, but it's super thin, and their break strength is actually the pound test as opposed to a lot of braids. It's just the diameter for the US standard measurement system. Veravas does not use that standard measurement system, so their lines tend to be a lot thinner based on their pound rating because it's to the true break strength on their braid. So get rid of all 3 of these mistakes, and I guarantee that you will see an increase in your fish catches. So thanks for making it all the way to this end of this video. Hit that subscribe button if you have not to this point. Get out there, use these tips, catch more bass, and we'll see you all for next time.